actually taking Donald J. Trump and making it Donald Trump. John Trump just simply shows the, frankly, absurdity of where we're at. And today we're going to spend plenty of time for you listening. We're going to talk about this amendment in nature substitute. We're going to talk about the factual basis that have absolutely no factual underpinning to impeach this president. But I'm going to go back for just a minute since I didn't have time and had to sit through a well-rehearsed, many days put together explanation on why that what will be known in 2019, outside of the fact that this committee finally accomplished its goal after the chairman stated he wanted to since November of last year, impeach this president, what will be known by this committee from here on out is that this committee has now sounded the death of minority rights in this committee. This committee has become nothing but a rubber stamp. This committee is amazingly now on such a clock and calendar process that they don't care. Facts be damned. They don't care. They don't care that we had one witness out of 3. When I asked for a second witness, I was told I couldn't, even though there have been staff conversations well before. I was told I was asking too late. 1 witness out of 2 panels, that's all we had of fact witnesses. This is a just travesty and a sham from day one. I could talk till I'm blue in the face, but nobody on the majority cares. But the spot that is left by what has just happened will resonate over the years. It will resonate over the years in the sense that there is no fact that we can come to. They had no desire to hear any fact witnesses outside of their own train-driven clock calendar impeachment. For the chairman himself, who vehemently fought for minority hearing days, to sit there and read that is an amazing statement and a crushing blow to this committee. There's no way to recover from that. In fact, there may be. I wonder if the chairman would join me in making sure that the Rules Committee next week, they don't waive the point of order against this. But I know they will. That's why they're going to take it. Because I'll guarantee you, when you look into it further, this point of order would be sustained against these impeachment articles, so they're going to have to waive them next week. Watch and see. They will waive this point of order and waive any other point of order on these articles by the time it comes to the floor. For some of you may say, the ranking member talks about process. The ranking member talks about process. The ranking member talks about process, never the foundation. Believe me, we will inundate you with the facts, and I have already. Some of you just don't choose to report them. What is important, and for many who report on this body, and for many who have sat in this body, and for those who have served in this body, the members who have gone before, and the people who have set this committee up, and the people who have set our Congress up, are the ones right now that should be hanging their head in shame. We had 2 hearings, none of which featured fact witnesses. There's not a Democrat in this room that should be happy about this. The solemnity should be on the death of this committee's process and procedures. Don't give me the solemnity about impeaching a president. You've been wanting to do that for a long time. You ought to take it and just rejoice. Go at it, because this is what you wanted. But when it comes to the hearing, when it comes to the minority rights, when it comes to one that in which we have seen time after time after time, in which I have had to write this chairman multi-page letters on the abuse of procedural issues in this committee, this is a travesty. Write about it if you want, talk about it if you want, but the American people see it, because the American people understand inherently fairness. They understand due process. Why? Because it's what America was based on. It is what America takes pride in. And when we don't have it, nobody can have it. When we don't have fairness in this committee, how can they stand up and say, on the 2 weakest articles of impeachment in the history of this country, honestly, with a straight face, look at the American people and say, we did good? No, you didn't. You stained this body. You've taken this committee and made it a rubber stamp. Did any of the majority run to be a rubber stamp to get the majority? I know the minority on this side did not. You know why I know why we've become a rubber stamp? Because my chairman said so 20 years ago. He said so 20 years ago when he said, if the committee only accepts what other people give them and do not on their own verify it and thoroughly vet it, then we are nothing but a rubber stamp. Mr. Chairman, you should have run for a chairmanship, I believe, more than to be a rubber stamp for Mr. Schiff and Ms. Pelosi. We already knew this committee was overrun and overtaken because Mr. Schiff and Ms. Pelosi took it from us earlier this year. There's the first embarrassment, and the rest of it has been an embarrassment since. So as we look at this and as we go forward, We'll have plenty of time to show the complete farce of substance. But, Mr. Chairman, what will live from this day is your ruling and the majority's ruling of minority rights are dead in this Congress, and especially this committee. I yield back.